If you follow me on social media, you may have already seen this, but I scared the crap out of everyone on the beach.
What'd you do?
I personally did not do anything, but I am a big stand-up paddleboarder. Anytime I go to my mom's house, I have an inflatable board. I take it with me, and I had my kids out on the paddleboard. I let my husband go out on the paddleboard. I was out on the paddleboard, and when we were done, I put the paddleboard up on the beach behind our little tent.
Okay.
And about 20 minutes later, I hear an explosion behind me. I turn around and I realize that my inflatable paddleboard has popped. And every single person on the beach has now stopped what they're doing and they are looking around to see where this explosion noise has come from.
My gosh. I mean, did it sound like a gunshot or like,
It did.
Yeah.
It really did. And it happened right behind me. So like it was louder probably for me.
Ooh.
But everything on the water and at the beach, it like ricochets,
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? So it goes farther than you would typically think.
Did it scare you?
I knew what it was from the noise because it's not the first time it's happened with that
Right.
board. I guess my mom had a problem with it a couple months ago.
Okay.
But now I'm sitting on the beach going, now everybody thinks that I'm like this noveltist stand-up paddleboarder, and I'm actually a very experienced paddleboarder. And now I'm telling the people around me, the board was inflated properly, just under the recommended PSI.
Right, because you're lucky it didn't happen in the water.
Yes, but people were like, well, maybe it was because it was on the beach. I'm like, it's 75 degrees out. Like, if it's 110, I
Yeah.
could see maybe it expanding.
Yeah.
But that should not happen after 20 minutes on the beach.
I got an air compressor for Christmas a couple years ago, and one summer I filled up my son's tires and like all the kids in the neighborhood. I was filling up tires like crazy, and I heard like this huge explosion. And it turned out, like, I look up the street and, like, 3 or 4 kids are riding their bike back, and one kid's pushing his bike back because I blew up his tire too much.
No.
And it popped, but it sounded like a gunshot. Like, my wife and I were like, oh, my God, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, it definitely makes, like, a huge noise. Like I said, mine was not overinflated, but... And I ended up reaching out to the company because I was like, hey, I want to give you the opportunity to make this right.
Look at you.
Well, it just shouldn't do that.
Right.
I'm like, I see 3 other brands of paddle boards out here that didn't happen with. I was like, but you scared everybody on the beach. I had my kids out on the board like 10 minutes ago. Imagine if I was out at the reef and that happened.
What'd the company say? Screw off?
No, we're still going back and forth.
We'll send you a patching kit. We appreciate it.
Yeah, no, there's no patching this. I took it to see if it could get patched. And even that person was like, yeah, no, this board's toast.